Hey guys, sorry it is super late. Life has just been super crazy today. Everything is nuts. I promised I'd get on and do like a little mini update about how today went. It was okay. Definitely could have gone better. Definitely could have been a lot worse. It was kind of a little bit of an emotionally taxing type thing. For those of you who do not know, I have a niece that is pregnant. She had her baby last night. And there are some complications with things, but luckily she's okay. But it was just craziness, and I'm her photographer for her newborn pictures and things like that. And I was trying to get over to do pictures for her last night, but everything happened, so I had to go back over this morning before my appointment. So I was there a little early. We have really bad construction going on right now between here and our hospital. And my husband was at work and was meeting me at the hospital. And on his way there, he got stuck in traffic. And I had to go to radiology and get checked in and everything. And I told them, like, hey, my husband is stuck in traffic. If there's any way that we can kind of like push us back just a tiny bit, like give him some time to get here, it would be great. I really don't want to do this by myself. Like, I really don't. Not that I can't do it by myself, I just didn't want to. And I just needed him there for like support. And they're like, oh, we'll try. It just depends on your doctor's schedule today. And it was my OB's surgery day. So he's in between C-sections all day. So they actually ended up calling me back, and Quinn was not there yet. And I started to panic, and I actually heard my OB out in the hall, and they asked him, and they said, hey, her husband's not here yet, is there any way that we can wait? And he's like, it's either now or we have to wait an hour, and we did not have an hour to wait. I had to go to work, and Quinn had to go back to work. And so I just put on the biggest brave face I could and went in by myself, and just prayed and texted Quinn and just told him, like, as soon as you get here, just tell the office that you're here for me and see if they can let you back there. But I just thought for sure that he was not going to be able to make it, and it was okay. I did okay until I got into the x-ray room, and I plopped up on the table and just sat there by myself and just kind of lost it and panicked, and not because I was, like I said, not because I was scared that I was gonna hurt. I was scared about that, but I just didn't want to do it alone. And so I was not wanting to be by myself through this, and obviously it was like beyond our control with circumstances and with construction and things like that, and I just kind of panicked and had a little bit of an anxiety attack, so that was cool. And I just laid there and bawled on the table. I didn't bawl, but I just had big old tears streaming down my face, and the little radiology assistant had to come and hold my hand and was stroking my arm, and my OB was sitting there cranking the speculum and doing all these things and trying to disinfect and crank the speculum, and then the balloon popped out. For those of you that don't know, there's a balloon. Let's not even go there. But the balloon popped out, and you had to put the balloon back in, and then you had to do this, and then you had to do that. It was craziness. And all of this was going on, and I was just by myself and crying. And right when they were getting ready to pull the x-ray machine over the top of me, there was a knock at the door. And it was little Quinley, stuck his head in, and he could just tell he felt so horrible that construction backed him up, and obviously it wasn't his fault. But he just saw me laying on the table, bawling my eyes out. And he felt really bad. And they had enough time to throw a radiology vest over the top of him, bring him in. He came in and grabbed my hand, and I just clutched onto his arm. All the bad, painful stuff had already happened. They pulled the x-ray machine over the top of me. And literally had it over the top of me for like maybe 30 seconds tops. And he's like, okay, and here goes the dye. Didn't even feel anything compared to everything else that happened. It was already like... And then they pulled the machine off, and I sat back up, and I was still crying, just trying to calm down, and he showed me the x-ray, and he said that the tubes are open and everything is clear. However, I do have a bicornuate, I believe that's how you say it, uterus. He didn't say it was a partial, but looking at the x-ray and then looking at bicornuate uteruses, usually they have like a big divot in it, like a pretty solid divot. Mine was only a tiny little one, which is more like the partial bicornuate uteruses I've seen, but it just means that I have a little bit of a divide in the top of my uterus, which means it could lead for a higher risk or chance of C-sections when delivering babies, and also have a little bit harder time getting pregnant, but might as well just throw something on the pile. He said not likely, though. That doesn't really affect it. Mostly just the fact that I'll probably need to have a C-section when we have babies. So, but yeah, he said everything else looked good. Super glad there wasn't anything blocking my tubes. It did hurt, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't handle. I did take some acetaminophen before I went to help with pain management. And I mean, I don't know what it would have been like without it, but it did hurt still. So, if you guys have any questions specifically about the HSG, if you want to know anything, I will put a question box within the next slide or two right here. But I just want to say thank you to those of you who reached out to me today, said really nice things, said some words of encouragement, all that jazz. I really appreciate it. It helped a lot. And I'm just so grateful for this page, because it is nice to know that, like, you're not alone with this kind of stuff, and that it sucks, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to be scared. And let me tell you, my trigger shot came in the mail today, and the needle is about this long. Let's not even go there, because I will start panicking again. So, I'm grateful that I have you guys to talk to this about. But it is currently 12:30 in the morning, midnight. 12:30 midnight. So I'm gonna go to bed, because I have to get up tomorrow and go back to work and just keep doing this thing called adulthood. Bye.